All right. Who gonna tell him? Who which one of you? Which one of you is man enough? Tough enough? Are you man enough? Are you man enough? Which one are you going to? Who going to tell her? Amanda Seals, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Your big bro is here. We're going to sort all this out. But before I get to that, I come from a good family. Humble people. They play records on record players on Sundays. Grandma is the Picasso of frying chicken. My grandfather was doing YouTube tutorials before there was YouTube tutorials with the way he took stuff apart in the house. But what I'm trying to say is I was raised good, right? And I keep forgetting my manners. It's the 6 past commandments. Shout out to my uncle. My podcast is not stupid, sir. Okay, uncle? My podcast is lit. It's not even a podcast. I'm really just streaming. You know what I mean? He was having an old guy moment. Saw my uncle the other day. He gonna say to me, and I bet I see you doing those stupid ass podcasts. I'm like, God damn, nigga. Whoa. Wow, that's mad negative. All right. I said, wow, he thinks this is like a loving conversation. Anywho, shout out to him. Shout out to the big homie. I still show my people respect, but it's all good though. Now, anywho, my podcast is not stupid. My podcast, it's not a podcast. Like podcast is so like 2014. Anywho, this is 6 Paths TV. This is his own thing. I'm pushing the culture here. Okay. Anyway, my name is 6 Paths Dice, Mr. Lane. If you need me, you know we're here to talk about our sister, our friend, Amanda Seals, or should I say, Amanda Diva. Now, you got to be an old ninja like me to remember or to know the alter ego of Amanda Seals. So when I first seen Amanda Seals on them years ago, I thought, man, she's like one of those women that's like you almost attractive, like definitely like like in her prime. You gotta catch one of them in a prime. Once you miss out of her prime, expiration, and that feeds into my next point about how shorty is sour. Man, listen, when women expire, but before they get with that guy, well, I don't know if she was in a long-term relationship before, but all we know her for is being sour. Like, and she partakes in everything sour. She's just a whole Amanda Seals is a sour patch kid. And she wants you all to feel sour, okay? She wants to take the sugar out your Kool-Aid. Okay? She wants you to have boiled chicken instead of fried chicken. Those are her intentions for you. Don't say I didn't tell you. But anyway, she's mostly. Let's go through what Amanda Seals is known for. Now, I don't know her like that, but I want to start with how I originally came across her, and that was through the rapping. Now, I was trying to find like this real like mid rapping, but I was going to share just like the like search screen and everything of like what I found. So because I was trying to find a cipher of basically when I first saw her, it was like her and Wale. Let me see something. There was a cipher on the rooftop with Wale. So like they was like rapping and she is kind of doing like spoken word. It didn't really fit, but hey. Damn. Anywho, but you guys can see what I'm talking about, right? Amanda Diva. So this is actually, so she actually started in music, all right? And then, she kind of, moved on to just doing acting and, put the music to the, I guess we could say the back burner. I don't know. But anywho, but that's how I first came across Amanda Diva, right? I mean, well, really Amanda Seals. So honestly, when I saw her on Insecure, which is what most people are going to kind of know her for real, or in terms of like her career. Probably the biggest part of her career has probably been her role in Insecure. I think she's I didn't even realize. So she's the friend who's like married and like a terrible wife, and is like really unappreciative of her husband. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's really crazy. And you know, and it's interesting how like everyone on the show plays a character that seems similar to how they actually are. I don't know. But anywho, but people mostly know Amanda Seales from that. Also, people know Amanda Seales for now. The internet era. Now, Amanda Seales, I'm gonna argue, could not be famous without the internet. Like with how the internet is internet and now. See, the internet couldn't internet. I know I'm about to make a clip right now. The internet couldn't internet this way before because we ain't had a smartphone. Smartphones was the biggest thing that happened to social media because that put the internet, social media, all these things right in your pocket. And you didn't have to wait till you got home or didn't have to wait so you can go to a computer lab depending upon what your lifestyle is. You didn't have to wait for that. You can just take your phone out and you can stay on your phone all day, you know, depending on your data plan, things like that, right? So, but I say that because blogs and random ass YouTube channels really help to make careers and keep careers going. Because again, I saw her first on YouTube. That's where I know her from, right? And another thing is media. Like people who are famous prove how powerful media can be. That's why the notion of going viral can be a huge deal because like with going viral or having a viral type of or a video doing viral type numbers, right? Or a video doing numbers in a way where a lot of people are seeing it and people are resharing this video. You know what I'm saying? And what that can do is again bring a lot more attention to a person, place, or a thing if it's all over social media or it can go viral in any kind of way. And I say that to say that, you know, someone like Amanda Seales, because of the internet, because of these channels, again, like, you know, if I'm going, let me just share. I'm actually going to share that same screen. I'm just going to put in an Amanda Seales interview, and let's see how many channels she pops up on. Interview. Let me see. Can I see that? All right. Let's see. Now, let me see. That's still our club Shay. But matter of fact, let's just look at how many times she appears on here, right? It's a lot of clips. So if not, matter of fact, that's to prove my point. She uses controversy to stay on people's media blogs, and also she always finds a way to get on Breakfast Club. Now I feel like she's not really ever promoting anything. She's usually kind of like she in a way is like the for the victim mindset. That's the problem with complaining about racism a lot. People who constantly want to touch on what color people are or where people are coming from and whatever their problems are. Again, the word for this year or the phrase for this year is social manipulation. What you about to see, so Amanda Seales recently did an interview on Club Shay. And before we get to that, I'm gonna share a clip from the God, the big homie of the black man's film. I'm gonna share something from O'Shea Duke Jackson, the big homie. No, the only big homie that's bigger than this big homie, because I am the big homie. And anywho, I'm gonna share that first. But anywho, actually, no, guys, give me one moment. My bad, yo. My bad. I'm sorry. A little blippity blip. The point I was making was that Amanda Seales is like every single part of the modern black woman, especially like she's the ultimate either some like not necessarily have a college degree, but have like some college and sometimes a bachelor's in the math. Like she's like that level of education, you know what I mean? And like the levels of entitlement. Pretty much, you know what? I'll do one better. Amanda Seales is the environmental narcissist or someone who became a narcissist through their environment. And to a certain degree, I gotta wonder, like, damn, like, can we blame her? You know? because she is like, again, she's every part of the modern woman that is destined to be basically perpetually lonely, and not connected with other people. And I say narcissist because it's almost to a level where it's like, yo, this person may not know. So what people don't understand, this is why I had to learn about people. You got to understand when people are having like basically a response that's not necessarily thought out, right? And it just they may be their natural response, or maybe what they call a knee-jerk reaction, where they just react, right? So, perfect example, right? So I noticed, all right, so for the most part, I like to observe body language. So I always kind of observe the body language of people around me. It's like to the point where I could feel when someone's tense, or someone's getting tense, like walking near me, or I can feel the people's vibe when they get nearby, right? But that person may not realize how they look or how they coming across. That comes with self-awareness, and stuff. You can only be self-aware through confrontation, or someone confronting you about something, right? And the pursuit, being interested, having a desire to get better. All right, and all these things lead to just the holy grail of self-correction. Because again, another mission of the channel is to help y'all grow the hell up and improve your communication and your relationships to people, places, and things. Approach your health from my 6 paths: mental, physical, spiritual, financial, emotional, creative, romantic, right? And grow the hell up. We should have a desire to grow up, and I want to be a better person. And which brings me to my other point about the narcissistic mindset of the Western woman, and how Amanda Seales embodies all of that. She embodies the entitlement. She embodies the narcissistic mindset. Embodies, and in that regard, she can't be wrong. Anything she does is justified. And in every single story, you're always the victim. And it's one thing to tell a story, right? But when you watch her, so we're gonna play something from O'Shea Du Jackson and then Club Shay shit. But when you watch her in the Club Shay interview, it is a masterclass in the communication of the modern woman. And again, you have to really always follow the victim in the story, because again, like I said before, she represents the end game of the victim mindset. Because what the end game of the victim mindset is, don't get me wrong, there will be times where you may be rewarded and you may get what you want, right? But manipulation can only get you but so far. We can't have a good life if we don't want to genuinely give from our heart, and once we just see the people around us win and feel good. All right. If we spend too much time on our own self-interest or what things could be, first of all, even the times I've seen Amanda Seales has been a complete waste of time, and it's bad time management. It's always bad time management to get on public platforms talking about basically being a victim. So one of the most recent things besides this interview that she's known for is basically not being welcome in what she calls black spaces. And before that, I believe it was an Emmys party that she was not allowed to come into, and I believe it was planned by the publicist, Issa Rae's publicist. Now, if you guys know, Insecure is written and produced and starred by the actress Issa Rae, and that's the show that that she was on with with Amanda and everything, right? So the way that Amanda tells the story, she says basically she was invited by J.C. Williams, the god of light skinness. You know what I mean? He even got green eyes. That's a different level of light skinness. You know what I mean? When you start to get to where you could pass for white, just about, that's a different level of light skinness. All right. Anywho, she basically says, I was invited to the party, but somehow when she gets to the party, she's on the list of people who cannot come to the party. Now, we all know that people get uninvited to things usually because they have threatened someone. They have threatened someone or offended someone to the point where they say, you know what, I don't want to be in the same room as them. And there's no way in the world that no one told her ahead of time that she was not allowed to come to this party. But again, remember, be back to my point about the entitlement. All right. And with entitlement comes the inability to take a L. Shout out to the angry man. He talks about this on his channel. But and again, one of my jobs is that when the leaders of this culture right here, this content thing, they may not be able to keep exploring a particular point. It's my job to take that point and kind of max it out and flesh it all the way out. Pause. Right? But when you can't take an L, not being able to take an L can shave years off your life with stress, right? It can basically keep you further away from the solution and keep you from moving on. Like I had a friend who like his mother and father, was together, when he was much younger, and they broke up when he was much younger and whatnot. And I can remember when I was younger, this is before his dad got married, but basically, in so many words, the way it was expressed to me was that it was very clear that his mother, still loved his father and whatnot. And it wasn't until he got married years later that she like kind of, now mind you, at this point, it's like 20 something years later. But it wasn't until he got married that because she would still call him from time to time and everything. They were still kind of cool and everything. But I think I guess maybe he didn't know. I don't know. But either way, but the point being is that so much comes with having a hard time letting go of things and not being able to let things go. That's not her party. Wasn't her party. She was told not to come and she still came. Pause. If you need to. But anywho, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and get to this video. I just want to play this clip real quick, okay? Actually, we're gonna play a little bit more. Shout out to the God Shay dude. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry, y'all. My bad.
The just of it that she might have a lot of toxicity. But be it as it may, man, what she discusses or how, it's not the point of it. I'm not dealing with ideology in this particular show. I'm just dealing with her individually. And she's really big on supporting Black women. I know a guy I interviewed where his wife started listening to Amanda Seales, and so the wife left him because of Amanda Seales, and it's crazy. Amanda Seales, I think a lot of brothers, by listening to her, you can kind of get the gist of it that she might have a lot of toxicity. But be it as it may, Amanda Seales is complaining about being left out of Black Hollywood. All right. Now, she's extreme liberal, extreme Black Lives Matter, extremely on the left. A lot of these guys are.
Oh, goodness. You see that facial expression? Hold on, man. Let me make that a little bigger. Do y'all see the rest in B face? Do you see the tension? That tension comes from having a complaint in your mouth all the time. I'm saying, matter of fact, you see that jawline? That jawline. That jawline, I mean, it is from complaining and talking shit. That's the only way you can get a jawline like that, to be honest with you. Okay. I just keep it 100 with you, But let me do a little translation. So he said she may have some toxicity. I forgot the other thing he said, but basically in so many words, and this goes back to what I mean about the modern woman, for the most part, whether she wants to be or not, a part of this whole socialization is no self-awareness, and no self-awareness leads to no self-correction to the point where you have an intolerance for any correction, and you build up basically a sense of self where you can't be wrong, which will ultimately lead to your destruction, because you cannot survive without being right. And you cannot survive at a high quality without being correct most of the time. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, actually, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and keep playing it, okay? I was gonna do another point, but I'll get to it in a second. Like, I want to make sure that we get through a good part of this.
But she's gonna be crying about, how she feels left out. Let's play that clip.
I just want to say something. If it wasn't for y'all, I would really.
Who is y'all?
If it wasn't for y'all, I would really think that I ain't doing shit. Because the industry I'm in does not recognize me. And to be clear, I'm speaking about the Black spaces in the industry I'm in. Because y'all know I don't give two damns about any of these other spaces. But the Black spaces is what I'm referring to. Which is largely in part why I realized like I need to shift out of this industry. You know, like I don't get invited to Essence Women in Hollywood. I've never been invited to the NAACP Image Awards. I've been nominated for an Image Award. Never been invited to the NAACP Image Awards. Never been honored at Black Girls Rock. Like I've hosted these events. You know what I'm saying? I literally hosted the BET Awards in 2020 in my house, and I was not invited to the BET Awards since. So I just want to thank y'all for always reminding me that I really am valuable, because the game and the industry that I've been in has never let me know.
So that is Amanda Seales. And guys,
let's stop and have a cook. Okay, so I'm going to address Amanda Diva here. Amanda Diva is the artist in that. See, that's, I'm gonna tell you something. In order to rap or try to rap or sing, you have to be really egotistical. Because you gotta think, like, what is it about you that make you feel like, you know what? All y'all, every single one of y'all need to hear me and hear how I sound. Like, listen to my high note, nigga. Listen to my high note. You gotta think about what kind of mindset. I mean, and not only that, let's take it a step further with. Let's get into, out of all the people who think they can do that, how many of them are actually talented? Now let's take it a step further and say, out of all of them who are actually talented, how many of them have the drive to just make some songs? There's so many people in the world who have existed and do exist now that could probably rap and sing, but have never gotten as far as making a project. Even as easy as it is now, you could do that for fun. Okay. It don't take $1 million, know what I mean, to just get in real good shape. All right, buy some banging outfits and do you a few little cheap little visuals. You know what I mean? We know so much about camera work now and making shit look lit and, you know, having fun and stuff like that. It ain't no more rules. But anywho, the point I'm getting to is about how can I put it? I get the only way I can put it is basically being a narcissist. How deep you gotta be in your narcissism, you know what I mean, to want to be an artist. But you're hearing the artist part of her. Now, a part of being an artist, right, is you taking different kinds of attention. The kinds of attention that other people can't really relate to because they're not an artist, so they won't relate to. Like, so I always think about, as I battle rap, right? For most people, I cannot really explain to you the feeling of a great crowd reaction from your battle raps because you've never done it before. And you maybe never you'll maybe never experience something like that. I'm used to being in a room of people and making the whole room move, making the whole room laugh or react or whatever, controlling I got crazy crowd control in real life. How about that? But what I'm saying is, what you develop as an artist is a desire for attention towards your talent. You're not just cool with someone saying, "Hey, I think you're a great person. I think you're swell. You're a great son. You're a great father." You know what I'm saying? You listen. You rather hear, "I think you're the best rapper I ever heard. I think you're the most talented singer I ever heard." You rather hear that before you hear anything else that I just mentioned. Hey man, I think it was really great how you pulled them kids out that burning building. You saved the city. You know what I mean? When that super villain struck the poker. You rather hear, "Nah, that album was fire, my G." You rather hear that. So what Amanda Seales is essentially saying is, why y'all not on my dick? Like, what's wrong with you? Because I mean, for the most part, too, let me tell you something. The modern woman has the spirit of a battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like a real talented battle rapper from the streets. In terms of just how they talk, it's always like, because what you always is hearing is the push, the force, and what's going on is when it comes to basically the manipulation tactics, they're pushing too hard. Okay, you see every time this girl gets in front of a mic to talk about something, you always she's always a victim. Something is always happening to her. She's not appreciated. All narcissists feel as though they're not appreciated, or they're not valued, or people should value them more, despite what they actually bring to the table. Amanda Seales is not particularly known for being the most talented. And let's just keep it 100. When it comes to entertainment industry, yo, like your looks matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a big part of it. And I'm not saying that she's not an attractive woman and whatnot, but I think she I don't know, she's always had like, it's like that look that like girls who smoke weed have. Like she has a real strong like I smoke good, you know what I mean? But she got a real toxic smoker vibe. She's a toxic smoker, not a positive smoker, right? But yeah, what you hearing is that entitlement, you know what I mean? And I also want to kind of get into understanding the mindset of someone with low self-awareness. So like I think I mentioned earlier about how people may not realize like what they're doing when they're doing it. So the other point I'm going to get to is that what I come to understand. So I was having a conversation actually with somebody and whatnot. They was talking about their father and their grandfather because it's so their grandfather and father, they always see eye to eye. And you know, he had him when he was young and everything. It's always been this thing where they always have like issues because of his immaturity, right? On the grandfather's side. And she was telling me how like she was talking to her grandfather, and grandfather was like basically saying, yeah, you know, your dad, he gets mad at me and like, and from her dad's perspective, it's like so much deeper than that. And it's interesting hearing the grandfather's perspective of, well, you know how your dad is, he gets mad at me and whatnot. And that's kind of how a narcissist sees confrontation and conflict in their life. They see it more so like, all right, well, I don't know what their problem is. Or they're just more so aware of, oh, you didn't like that. But they don't really feel in their heart or feeling it. It doesn't bother them if you're uncomfortable, you being uncomfortable, that doesn't bother them. You know what I'm saying? You being inconvenienced doesn't necessarily bother them. That's why they don't mind asking and asking and asking. That's nothing a narcissist does, is they will always demand more and more and more and more because again, a part of low vibrational behavior, you know what I'm saying, and we're all capable of experiencing this, is the feeling of emptiness. Someone who is empty intrinsically, you can never fill their cup. They can never really be satisfied. You know what I'm saying? That's just, and that's another I guess you could say behavior of the narcissistic mindset that women are encouraged to embrace is again, never. Let me see. How can I put it? I don't want to say necessarily. So I'm not always. It's basically being insatiable. You know what I mean? And not making a choice to be happy. Maybe I'll say that. But anywho, let's go ahead and keep cooking. All right, fair use.
She reminds me very much of Billy Porter, who's also probably politically inclined just like her. And you're in a space that you want to be in, which is Black Girls Rock, which is very liberal. Probably a lot of feminism goes on in Black Girls Rocks, Essence Female Awards, all of these things that you want to be a part of, and you're not getting invited to. All right? What does that say, Amanda Seales? Let me just explain it to you while you're over there crying. Nobody likes you. That's exactly what that means. They can't stand you. The Black Hollywood people who are extremely accommodating to everybody else who shares the same views as you don't like you. Why don't they like you? Oh, well, it's because it's their fault, right? Like, imagine you're in Black Hollywood. This is the space you want to be. You talk just like a lot of Black Hollywood actors and actresses. Want to know what you're not telling us?
Nah, that's that smoker smile. Nah, she definitely be smoking.
That they feel that you have a bad attitude and nobody wants to put up with you. That's exactly what that means. And again, this is what you're seeing. Very similar. It's like Tiffany Henyard. Amanda Seales has a level of, in my honest opinion, when I hear her talk and put things together, whoa, the amount of vitriol, and I could even see pettiness that she has. I won't even get into what I'm thinking about in her own personal life. But Amanda.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you right now. You know, we actually gonna stop sharing that so we can share something else. So we can go ahead and get to this club Shay John. And I really just wanted to play the first few seconds of this right here. Even this title, Amanda Seales done protecting Issa Rae, talks about how Issa Rae is not empowering women. Oh, goodness. Oh, nasty. Let me. I'm sorry, but before I get to the comment on what it's probably like to be in a relationship with Amanda Seales, because again, I've experienced pretty much every archetype of Black woman. Okay, so with low self-awareness comes this point where you get into more behaviors that you just can't seem to help. So it's people in my life that I no longer really interact with for more than a few moments, because I had to realize, like, damn, I've known you for a really, really long time, and I've really tried to work with you. I really try to be understanding. It's another thing too for men. You don't really, it doesn't benefit you being understanding is not really a necessarily beneficial. People don't really benefit from that too much. You have to keep that to a minimum. That's the thing that women can afford to do, because you really can't bring order if you try to relate to people too much. I'm not really trying to relate to you that much, my G. I want to help you. You know what I mean? That's the same as me trying to be the mechanic, but I'm also like, damn, man, that's messed up that your car not working. Hey, man, crazy. So you wasn't able to get to the grocery store. You wasn't able to go here. You wasn't able to visit your cat's grave. You know what I mean? Like, the more I'm doing that, the less I'm fixing your car. All right. But anywho, another thing I want to comment on is the first thing, and this is the simple. It was a very simple thing, but O'Shea Du Jackson pointed. He said, "Yo, nobody likes you." We're gonna also use her in turn. She's the awesome. She's like the ultimate. She's a great example of a narcissist. All right, like, it's a great example. Like we just said, I'm not saying she's not talented. Obviously, you're talented, but you're not one of our generation's necessarily fantastic or great talents. She talked about who should be honoring her, right? I don't get honored that Black girls rock. I don't this and that, this and that, and everything is about what somebody owes her. But she's not saying, "Yo, I gave you this, but now you owe me this." I'm not hearing that. It's not like she said, "I was told that if I did this TV show, Saturday evening, Dior, I don't know what this shit is called. It say sport on the bottom. It says Dior. All I know is that when I put this on, my G, I feel real toxic. You understand? Real toxic. But anywho, it wasn't like, I don't know. Let's say she agreed to do a TV show, and after that, it was a guaranteed 3 seasons, and then they canceled it after the first couple of episodes. And it was written in her contract, hey, you can't cancel. Narcissists treat everything. First of all, they demand guarantees, and they demand basically to be basically for everything to continue to escalate. They demand for their roles to be escalated. They and also too, this is a big thing I want to point out. People who are performers and artists, a lot of them like, and a lot of them, and especially like American people in general. That's something I like about Black folks. And Black folks do this in general, but women in particular. You want to be so good at something that you're beyond reproach. Desiring to be beyond reproach desiring freedoms with time that you're going to waste anyway is one of the reasons why we're going to stay broke, because we don't understand the flow of money. Like, we don't understand money. I'm going for the tangent for a quick second. I get moisturized. So I'm in here cooking. The humidity and the room is getting to be different. I gotta get moisturized. Bath and Body Works, you owe me a check. Shout out to my man Khalid. When I told him I turned 37 this year, he was like, yo, he sat down. He said, bro, I thought you was just turning 30. I said, he's a sweetheart. I blushed and I left. Anywho, yeah, so and this is something, and anyway, so like I said before, what we want to do is kind of get to where I'm so high in this that it doesn't matter that I'm this low in everything else. There's no balance in that. Okay. And also what I notice with human beings is that, and where we're heading is the idea of things happening quickly and things happening right now is ruining your life. And the idea of you wanting the world without really, really busting your ass, like really trying hard, putting those man hours in. Okay, really saying, okay, this didn't work, I'm gonna try this. Amanda Sills, you're not excellent in anything. You are someone who was lucky to get on, and you should be happy for your opportunities. All right. And not only that, like I said before, your sense of gratitude, not having a strong, this is something you got to be in the gym, the gratitude gym, every day. Every day we wake up, think of 20 things to be grateful for. Say thank you as much as possible. Whenever you go somewhere and you see a tip jar and whatnot, even if you put $1 in there a few times a week. Okay, keep spreading the good news. Keep spreading the good vibes. Okay. Anywho, it's by the way, like we 37 minutes in. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at how effortlessly your boy just be cooking on a freestyle, cooking on a Thursday. 6 packs dice with the content, wordplay. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to Beloved real quick. I want you to hear this quote. And it's going to really, we're going to play this quote. I want to let it. Matter of fact, I'm going to react to it, and then we're going to get into her first story about Issa Rae. And matter of fact, and we're also going to comment on this title. Hopefully, I remember that when it's done.
I really like my ace boon coon.
Fair use.
She used to hear me tell stories, and she would be like, and she revealed this later. She was like, I would say to myself, she must be leaving something out. There's no way this could have happened this way. Right. She must be leaving something out. Until I got kicked out that Emmys party.
What'd you do to get kicked out the Emmys party? Damn, we can't take you nowhere. What'd you do?
I go to a lot of places because I'm lovable.
Oh,
and people like me, and I'm delightful. I am delightful.
What did you do?
Let's bring it back. Special delivery. Let's bring that back.
I remember my really good friend.
Fair use.
My ace boon coon. She used to hear me tell stories, and she would be like, and she revealed this later. She was like, I would say to myself, she must be leaving something out. There's no way this could have happened this way. Right. She must be leaving something out. Until I got kicked out that Emmys party.
What'd you do to get kicked out the Emmys party? Damn, we can't take you nowhere. What'd you do?
I go to a lot of places because I'm lovable and people like me and I'm delightful. I am delightful.
What did you do?
I arrived.
Okay, you arrived. Okay, you're inside.
No, so here's how it went. So because Hollywood is just so inundated with whiteness, there was this conglomeration of folks that came together to say, you know what, we're going to have a black Emmy.
I want to stop her so bad. Before she goes any further, listen to, again, she's not getting to the actual events of her story, or she's not getting into the story because again, she wants you to see the story and hear it a certain kind of way. You see how she's setting things up. She's setting up again. She's always putting herself against basically white people, and basically the system, basically the racist system that is always on our necks. And for the most part, you know, it kind of is, but it's like how she talks about it is why black people are so weak. We don't fight for nothing. We don't believe in nothing. The most we're gonna do. We just started kind of just acknowledging out loud, like, hey, this is not cool. But the next step is how about we go ahead and get us some power? I'm just saying that's the same as me knowing, as my neighbor can do Muay Thai. He's 270 pounds, rock solid, and 6'4", and he's won championships and stuff like that, right? And he's not even necessarily beat me up and whatnot, but he does things I don't like, right? I know maybe that was too big of it. That's too high of an example. Let's say I have a neighbor that can do Muay Thai. He know a little Muay Thai, and he's a regular. Yeah, I'm sorry, that was a crazy metaphor. He's a regular dude who know Muay Thai. Basically, he just know how to move around a little bit. You know what I mean? Not a little kick and punch and whatnot. And I be feeling like, yeah, man, he be doing this and whatnot because he know that Muay Thai shit. And it's like, and I can say, yeah, you know, he acting, you know what I'm saying? He you know, he be almost parking on driveway a little bit because he know that Muay Thai stuff. You know what I mean? See him, he think he's so tough because he know Muay Thai. You know what I mean? And it's like women will kind of talk about things. Men will talk about the action a little more, especially depending on where his masculinity is at. And that's where the aggression meets the problem solving. It's like, all right, well, if you feel that way, the man answer is, well, why don't you learn Muay Thai? Aren't you both human? Now that's the solution. And now, if he do get out of line, you can offer him a fair fade. And you might kick his ass because now you know, or whatever you want to learn, right? When she's telling these stories, from to put you in the mindset of everything is so unfair. Everyone is out to get me. I'm public enemy number one. Again, manipulation. The only way she can get you to care about her story is if she can convince you that she is always the hero. She has and that's another thing too. Women, this is part of penis envy. Not that he has a lot of penis envy. I wouldn't be surprised if she got a decent amount of bodies, because someone like this, you know what I mean, they have a lot of flings. You know what I mean, they're the kind of person that you can meet them on that one good time. Y'all have one good time together, and they get real affectionate. And after that, they keep you always kind of basically chasing that first high. All right. Because people like this definitely go through very severe depression. Like I said before, I could be wrong, but I doubt it. But I'm sure that she be smoking good. That definitely got her own butt. All right. She was getting ounces before the market changed. You know what I mean? But anywho, so I wanted to touch on that. So I wanted to just one more time play what she says in the beginning. I think I played it like twice already, but I want y'all to really hear this part.
I remember my really good friend, my Ace Boone Coon. She used to hear me tell stories, and she would be like, and she revealed this later.
My podcast not stupid, Uncle.
Later, she was like, you know, I would say to myself, she must be leaving something out. There's no way this could have happened this way. Right. She must be leaving something out. Until I got kicked out that Emmys party.
Okay. Conflation. This is where you get to where you spend so much time not making any damn sense that you just conflated 2 points. She said how her friend would say, hey, you Amanda, you always tell stories and you always, and I used to think, man, when I hear your stories, Amanda, you're always leaving something out. Amanda. And then you proceed to tell this story where you're leaving a big part out. She's going to tell a story about going to the Emmys party. She's going to damn near say that she pioneered. She's almost the reason for it happening. All right. And she is the culture and everything. And she's so important. Another thing, too. Narcissists have an inflated ego and an inflated sense of importance. Inappropriate. Her sense of importance is inappropriate. It's deeply inappropriate. How valuable that she think you don't have your own nothing. Like that, no one has. Let's take a quick second to say this. No one has been able to build anything off your back or anything off your name. If people can't build things off your name, or people, you can barely say Amanda Seales and people know who you're talking about. Where are you getting this from? But anyway, she leaves out a huge part of the story when she tells the story, and it's relevant because a lot of men and their reputations are victims of women who tell stories like this. Because again, like I said earlier, a narcissist cannot gracefully take their L. And no, let's break down what taking your L is. Taking your L is not only taking your loss, it's also your lesson. What did you learn? What was the lesson that you learned? Think outside the box. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. What did you learn? It's different levels to it. Get the most out of it. It's how we maximize time. Father time, Mother Earth. She's also, I don't know what happened with Dad. I don't know if Dad wasn't around. I don't know if Dad was regulating and whatnot. This is how people also turn out when the father's not around to regulate the emotions and help you get over yourself. Not being able to get over yourself, it stops you from self-correcting. That's the point of this channel, baby. Self-correction, baby. Just saying. Anyway, we're going to let her cook a little more. We already at an hour, fair use.
What'd you do to get kicked out of the Emmys party? Damn, we can't take you nowhere.
All right. Starting to think that Shannon might be compromised. Because that was some Saturday Night Live like acting. He definitely read that. Oh my God, we can't take you nowhere. That didn't sound natural at all, Shannon. I don't know. We found out it was holes in your game.
Where? What'd you do?
I go to a lot of places because I'm lovable and people like me and I'm delightful. I am delightful.
What did you do?
She had the double jab with that one. Let me. I want to comment on that too. A narcissist will also tell you, "You love me. You know you love me. You know you like this." I remember I had an ex, and she was in my living room one time. She stood up and was like, "Yeah, I know I don't cook and I don't do this and all that, but listen, Kassan, you love this." And I'm over here like, no, you don't have to be like this. This is inconvenient. This is, but again, like that, like back then I wasn't shit. I didn't really understand, when to stop things, when to stop things. But also I was spaced out too. So at the time, I guess we fit. But when she says that, right, what the biggest thing I hear is, I'm not going to do any of the work. I don't want to do none of the work. I don't even want to look at the work. Because we know that someone like this, just looking at what the first story was about, you are not included in anything socially, and people do not celebrate you, even though she does everything that the American Black woman is known for in terms of basically, mostly tearing down. Well, yeah, tearing down the people. She tears down the men, and tears down the system that she benefits from. All right. And she thinks that she's rebelling against white supremacy and whatnot. No, you kind of support it. All right. Because again, you represent the woman that can't self-correct. I don't know if she got a man or not and everything. I mean, who knows? Oh, goodness. I feel for you, baby. Oh my God. See, Amanda Seales also is that type of chick that has zero cooperation. Zero cooperation. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm getting stressed out just thinking about having to be with an Amanda Seales. Ooh. Mercy me.
I arrived.
Okay, you arrived. Okay, you're inside.
No. So here's how it went.
Also, narcissists do not answer questions directly ever. All right. They have to get you emotionally involved. They're not able to have regular conversations. They have to manipulate and control the whole flow and basically control the kind of reactions that you have to everything they say. And sharing those kicks is tough. I mean, I'm saying, I'm gonna let them rock out with no socks and everything, but those kicks is tough, man.
So because Hollywood is just so inundated with whiteness, there was this conglomeration of folks that came together to say, you know what, we're going to have a Black Emmys party. Because, have you been to the Emmys parties?
I've never been to an Emmys party.
So like, they're just very blah. Like, it's just a bunch of people sitting around like, am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right? Oh my God, Kirsten. Like that's the vibe.
Yeah.
But when we party, we want to have a little bit more fun to it. Call D nice. So what up, Derek? So in 2018 was the first one where they had a Black Emmys party.
Mm-hmm.
So basically it's like everybody who done been to all them other parties.
Come in this one.
Yes. And I went to that party with Jill Scott. And one of the people that planned that party was Issa Rae's publicist, Vanessa Anderson. So she was one of the planners of the party. But there's a bunch of people involved in planning this party.
Correct.
So I show up with Jill, and Jill's manager was like, hey, can we? And I remember hearing Vanessa go like, oh, come on, Amanda. Mind you, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong right here.
Right.
Like, I'm just standing with Jill Scott.
Right.
But nonetheless, we came to the party. We had a great time. So, and I said to Issa, like, I don't know what's going on with your publicist, but like, she got something wrong. She got a problem with me. And she was like, that's between y'all.
Okay.
I said, well, it's not really between y'all because I don't have a problem with her.
Right.
But she seems to have a problem with me. And she was like, that's none of my business.
Okay.
So now next year is 2019. And it was interesting because in 2018, it was packed like a dick in front of that place. In 2019, there was like nobody there. But I was at the HBO party, and every Black person I saw, I would tell them, make sure you go to the Black Emmys party because I am about creating community and I want us to be together.
Right.
So I pull up with my homegirl, Kathia, and Kendrick Sampson, who's on Insecure. You know, the show where I don't have any friends?
Yeah.
So I pull up with Kendrick Sampson. So we get to the door, and I learned later that she just is white passing, but this is a Mexican girl, but like she looked like a white girl. Mm-hmm. Okay. So she at the door for the
Emmys.
For what kind of party?
Emmys Black Party.
There you go. So she tells us, you can go in, you can't go in. Now I think she's talking to my friend because my friend is a realtor.
Right.
And she says, no, you can't go in. And I said, well, why can't I go in? She says, you're just on the list to not be able to go in. Now, I had also been invited to this party directly by Jesse Williams.
Right.
So Jesse Williams had texted me and said, please come to the Black Emmys party.
Right.
Okay. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna come to the Black Emmys party. Yeah, of course. Like that's what I am about. So I come to the party and I'm like, okay, why am I not being let in? Kendrick says, I'm gonna go look around and see why you're not being let in. Mm-hmm. Well, baby, I'm not standing outside no party.
Right. So
I head out. But then I'm stopped by this brother, Joey Harris, who works with Janet Jackson. Joey's like one of these people who's just always, his disposition is just always like glowing. It's kind of like Jordan.
Right.
So he's like, where are you going? I'm like, oh, they said they won't let me in the party. He's like, absolutely not. Come on back. We gonna get you in this party. Okay. So we come back. And so this is an example of someone trying to protect and look out, right? So he brings me back and he's like, why are you not letting her in the party? By the way, at this time, I'm hosting Bring the Funny on NBC.
Right.
There is a billboard the size of a hotel 2 blocks away with me and my co-stars on the show, Chrissy Teigen, Jeff Foxworthy, and Kenan Thompson. And can I just put a pin in this really quick to give them their props? I had a real hard time on Insecure, and I'll get to that. But being on this show was so affirming because everyone there was so just happy to be happy. And I hadn't experienced that on that set. Like from the showrunner to the writers to my stage manager, Roger, to my co-stars. Like I just got to be myself.
Right.
And it really let me know it's not you, it's the environment. And I don't get to talk enough about like the positive shit because people are always so attracted to the negative.
Yeah.
But I remember day one, Chrissy Teigen, we had to do rehearsal.
We already almost had an hour, man. It's cool, man. It's cool. It's cool. I wanted y'all to hit that first story. She's going to get into basically comparing and contrasting her experience on the Ladder Show and versus her experience on Insecure. So I'm gonna tell you something else too. People who are narcissists and people who have BPD, borderline personality disorder, they experience extreme feelings of rejection. It's damn near like if you do not praise them, or if they're not continuing to get praise. And the thing is, nothing wrong with wanting praise, as long as you're willing to do something for the praise. The issue with a narcissist is, in their mind, they feel justified in the idea of, you should just be happy that I'm here. Or I'm just, and no matter how good someone is, they put themselves on the same level as that person. Now, it's one thing to be confident, but it's another thing to genuinely feel like, oh, you know, so what if I'm homeless? You know what I'm saying? Me and you were still the same. You know what I'm saying? Or they can have nothing and still want to compare themselves to people who have everything. You know, and they may genuinely feel like, yo, I mean, what do they have that I don't have? But my theory is that she was very, very jealous of Issa Rae. Because Issa Rae is everything that she talks about wanting to be. She's invited to everything. She gets recognized, all right? Amanda might feel like it shouldn't have gone that way, right? You know, we should be all on my show. She probably didn't like that Issa Rae is the star of the show. That Issa Rae was in charge. Also, you know, that colorism always raises its ugly head. You know what I'm saying? It's always, listen, no matter what, it's always the light-skinned guy versus the dark-skinned guy, and it's always going to be the light-skinned girl versus the dark-skinned girl. She may also feel like this dark-skinned girl should not be beating me. I'm Becky. I'm the red bone with the good hair, literally. You know what I'm saying? And how you messed that shot up? That's a huge layup. All you had to do was just be pleasant. All right. Another thing too about when she made the comment about I'm lovable. Again, the narcissist has a deep desire to get everything out of people, to get affection, honor, reverence out of people without giving. Because in their mind, a good interaction is one where they come out on top and they give the least. All right. They like the idea of fucking people over. You know what I mean? Because in their mind, that represents power. The narcissist always wants power. All right. And that's why they seek out positions where things are based off their talent, or they become managers or supervisors. Basically, they love being in the position where y'all gotta deal with me. I ain't going nowhere. To the point where this woman is talking about, you know, I should be getting awards and I should be welcome places even though people don't like me. Okay. Anywho. So I got, man. We about an hour in. It's 6 Paps Dice, Mr. Lane. If you need me, please like, share, subscribe. I will see y'all and I will catch y'all on the next one, man.